I'm glad you're here to see the products that I rely on daily. If you wake up like this, but you want to look like this, I can get you there in about 10 minutes. So first up is SPF. This is SPF50 Smashbox Halo. It's a foundation and I wear it all over. Get the neck, get the chest, and if you're driving, get the back of the hands. All the products that I'm going to describe are listed with links below. Next up is Bella Donna's SPF50 Mineral Powder. This one is awesome. You don't have to reapply it, so the coverage and the SPF is going to last you all day. The main place that I use it is my eyelids because I want to have SPF there, but every kind of cream SPF that I've tried on my eyelids has made my eyes water, and this one just gives me SPF without having to put a cream that'll sting my eyes. I love this product. Next up is another sunblock that I'm using as a cream bronzer. This is a Ven SPF50. You could use it as a foundation as well. I'm pretty pale because of all the sunblock that I use, so I want to have a little color, I want to have a tan, and this is how I get it. Now for quick eyes, I use a neutral mauve tone by ColourPop Super Shock Shadow. It's very spongy, it's called Tang. Bill is very similar shade as well. It's wet to the touch and it smooths out really easy. It's not a cream shadow, but it's pretty close. So you can blend it really easy with your fingers. Then I want to contour my crease. So it's almost like a windshield wiper motion above the crease. That'll make your hooded eyes or puffy eyes look less puffy. So just get an easy shadow brush and a neutral brown. I love Urban Decay, and contour the crease of your eye. This is my favorite step. The eyelash curler does so much for us. Even if you said, I don't want to do mascara, pick one of the sunblocks, wear it all over, and curl your lashes. Look at the difference between the eye that's curled and the eye that's not. One looks awake, one looks a little more sleepy. For daytime, I do like a more natural mascara, so I'm using CoverGirl Lash Blast in brown instead of black. I usually do 1 to 2 coats of this, and sorry you have to look up my nose. Gross. Focus on the end so I get that winged look without having to do a winged eyeliner, which today we don't have time for. For brows, I'm using 2 brow pencils. I've got a neutral soft black from ColourPop that I'm going to use first, and then I use the brown from Brow Gal. I use the neutral soft black because sometimes browns can look a little orangey, and I want something that almost has a gray undertone that looks like a shadow of hair in the inside corner. I like the width of the ColourPop pencil. I use it to make sure that there's no big curve in my eyebrow. If you have a really curvy eyebrow, it can look like a McDonald's arch and make you look surprised all the time when you're not. So I want a real straight line. Now I'm going in with the warmer brown from Brow Gal, and I'm doing my outside edges, and then I just brush them with a spoolie. Some people spray the spoolie with hairspray to keep the hairs in place, which I think is a really good idea too. For eyeliner, I like to put underneath my eyelashes at the top, I'm using Kaylin Gel Glider Pencil. So there's a little bit of skin underneath your eyelashes. I like to color that in with black. It makes your eyelashes look a lot thicker. And then I do just a tiny, tiny bit at the bottom corners of each of my eyes. You could go heavier if you want, but for day, I just do quick, defining the eyes without having a thick line. For lips, I'm using MAC's top seller Velvet Teddy. It's just a warm nude that stays on really well. Even during the pandemic under the mask, it would stay on great. Then I go in with a nude lip liner and I define my top lip, which can sometimes get lost. I always have this It Cosmetic Blurred Lines Gel Cream Lipstick in my bag. It's kind of like a chapstick consistency. So sometimes I just put a little on my finger and that becomes my blush. If I'm doing a touch-up later on in the day and I want moisture, it's a great one to have in your bag. I make sure to go back over the entire face with the SPF50 Bella Donna powder. Again, get your neck, get your chest, and when you're driving, get the back of your hands. So for me, obviously, sunblock is my main goal when I'm doing my everyday makeup. Ooh, this is a good one. This is the Glow Stick from Supergoop. So instead of doing this kind of glittery, shimmery highlight, I use this SPF50. It's like a dry oil for face. It gives you the prettiest highlighter without shimmer. This is Pawpaw Ointment in red. Every Hollywood makeup artist has this in their kit, and actors even ask for it. Judy Greer used to always say, "Where's the pawpaw?" during touch-ups. This is a red that comes out really red, but it kind of shows up like a chapstick. So it just makes you look alive. You can put a little bit on the lips, a little bit on the cheeks, and you're good to go. The consistency is like Vaseline, so it's super blendable. This is the makeup level that I feel comfortable with for every day. And now let me show you how I touch up and how I get ready for night. Touch-ups SPF is a must. So this is the Bella Donna Minerals on the Go. So it has a little brush and your SPF 50 is already packed in there. I always have this in my car console because it won't go bad and it won't degrade the sunblock. And I always keep one in my purse too. Now let's ramp it up for night. I end up working a lot of events and then it's like, come to the cocktail hour. And I always look like really casual. So to bump it up in 5 minutes, you're going to need an eyeshadow crayon and you're going to draw on a crease and a little bit more definition in the corner. It's a crayon, so it's not precise. It's going to be really blendable. It may look messy at first, but just take a small brush or your finger and start to blend it out and work it in. This is probably the easiest way to get dark shadow because it's so much more blendable than if it was a powder. Now I'm coloring in what's called the waterline. It's that little bit of skin that's on the inside of your eyelashes at the bottom and top. So do the bottom with the black, and then you can always blend it out with your fingertips. I'm also going to take the pencil and line the top of my eye. I'm not really doing a wing tonight because this is a quick makeup application. You can also blend it out with your fingertips or with a small brush. For lashes, I'm using an Ardell strip lash and a Duo black glue. I take a tweezer, I put a tiny bit of glue on it, and I make an eyeliner of glue on my eye. And then I also dip the band of the strip lash into the glue. So lashes are almost like a magnet. You need 2 places that have glue, and they also need to be pretty dry. So like the texture of Play-Doh, it doesn't need to be wet or juicy or moving around. It needs to be pretty dry and sticky. So I'm going to take a break and work on my concealer, and then I'll come back to my lashes. While I'm waiting for my lash glue to be ready, I'm going to work on concealer. So this is Amazing Concealer, which is one of the heaviest coverage concealers out there. If you have dark circles, this will cover it. It's really a good one. Let the heat of your fingers blend it out, and then you're going to put a little bit on the bridge of the nose so it doesn't look like that color is only under the eye. You want to have it in a few places on the face so it looks more natural. So I use it as a contour. Next up is Garland Meteorites Powder Pearls. This is a combination of color correctors in a powder that's so easy to put on. So if you've ever wanted to do color correcting, this is such an easy way to do it. This is almost like what a photographer or a good DP would do by putting colored gels over the lights and making the actress look flawless. That's what this powder does. It blends everything and it color corrects. And it's literally, when I put it on people in the chair, they're like, what was that? Now our lashes have had enough time to set up, and you can see they're still a little bit sticky, tacky, but they're not dry and they're definitely not wet. So now I'm going to edge it on with my fingers and a tweezer, and you can see I'm kind of adjusting. I have a second to adjust it before they lock down, but once you put them all the way down on your eyeliner of glue, they lock on. So these lashes are about 3 times the size of my real lashes. I'm going to need to beef up my lower lash line to make them look natural. For that, I'm using L'Oreal Double Extend, which is a tubing mascara. This is one of the most amazing long wear mascaras. You could go swimming with it. It will not move. The only thing that takes it off is warm water. So I highly recommend this mascara if you haven't checked it out. For lips, I'm using Kat Von D's Everlasting Lip in Lovecraft. I use this color a lot for night, and I also use it for bridal. You can put other things over it, but this base color is going to last and stay on all through the night. It doesn't smudge. It won't kiss off. It's just a really great base coat to put on before you do other things. I'm going to define with a Kevyn Aucoin Nude Lip Pencil. Every makeup artist uses Kevyn Aucoin Nude Lip Pencils. So good. Also Charlotte Tilbury, but I love Kevyn Aucoin. Now, on top of the lip color that I have, I'm doing a nude gloss by MAC, which is a lip gloss. It's super shiny. This one's in the shade Spite, which is a really neutral nude. If you like that, but you don't want the stickiness, I would try NYX Butter Gloss and Creme Brulee is pretty similar. I'm doing a highlight on the eyes. This is Bobbi Brown's Illuminate. I'm going to do a little bit on the lips too. It's not a chunky glitter, it's just a lighter shimmer. Then I'm going back in with the Pawpaw, the red Pawpaw. This is every actress's favorite. It's just so easy and the texture is so blendable. I'm using it on the cheeks, using it on the lips. It makes everything look alive. To blend, I'm going to use Garland Meteorites, which makes everything blend in perfectly. And it gives me that soft glow. So everything looks better than real life, airbrushed in person, and it just blurs any imperfections. I can't say enough about this powder. It's just really great. I like to get a little bit of hydration at the end, so I'm using Cover FX Dewy Finishing Spray to set my makeup. And then I'm going to throw on my dress and I'm out the door. The next video I'm doing is with a really good friend of mine. She's a celebrity makeup artist who does a lot of feature films. She's in her 60s and she's going to show me the products that she loves the best.